Hello, and welcome to the Fusion Advanced Sales Insight Briefing, making your upgrade better, faster, and safer through Finastra. So what are we going to talk about? An introduction to global services, drivers of change, and reasons to upgrade. Fusion Advanced approach and how it delivers a better, faster, and safer upgrade. Why partner with Finastra? And lastly, the next steps. Global Services. Finastra Global Services helps customers to adopt, optimize, and advance Finastra solutions to drive effective results for their business. This is our area of expertise and focus, and we have significant experience supported by a Centers of Excellence model. On average, we deliver more than 2 go-lives a day on Finastra solutions. We invest in Finastra-specific enablers to drive efficiency and quality, such as Fusion blueprints, training and certifications, and tooling and automation. We also provide assurance during projects led by clients on DIY basis or led by third-party SIs. Clients can be driven to make changes to their technology landscape by a range of factors: to comply with new regulations and standards, or to respond to new competitive threats and capitalize on new market opportunities, for example, from new innovation and market disruptors, cloud and data management, or digital enablement, or to increase efficiency and enhance profitability, or to reduce risk, for example, through legacy system transformation. The agility to successfully respond to these drivers by managing and delivering change, i.e. an upgrade, is critical. The alternative is to do nothing. Although superficially a low-cost option, in reality, doing nothing rather than upgrading often entails the following: costs of custom development plus ongoing maintenance of custom code, increasing the total cost of ownership, cost of other workarounds, resource impact of manual workarounds, regulatory pressure, or even fines, third-party vendor costs, like expensive support for the continued use of obsolete components of the technology stack, operational risk, efficiency gains not realized, missed market opportunities, and competitors gaining ground when threats are not addressed. It costs more in risk, cash, and resources to address these drivers by doing nothing than it does to execute an upgrade. Why should clients partner with Finastra and the Fusion Advanced approach? Our approach gives our customers a better outcome, achieves faster, and in a safer way. Let's dig in. Better. It minimizes business impact and dependency on banks' business and IT teams. It delivers a repeatable process for future service packs and upgrades, resulting in reduced TCO and operational risk. And it provides the foundation for future transition to a cloud-hosted managed service model. Faster. The shift left testing and fixing phase, before client testing, means a more efficient client testing phase with fewer issues to find, fix in this phase. Leveraging automation to compare old and new post-upgrade and see any deltas, and then be able to see if it is just a delta or a bug. Leverage centers of excellence and optimize processes to deliver efficiently. And lastly, it's safer. Our approach controls risk and maximizes predictability of the project, price, scope, duration, and quality. Our team of certified experts have significant experience in delivering successful upgrades of Finastra solutions. Fusion Advanced is a new approach. It is efficient and less invasive for the client. The first 3 columns in purple, typically the work in these stages is led remotely and is a low touch for the client. These stages will take up 2/3 of the entire length of the project. The work done from the Center of Excellence and is led and driven by Finastra. The second, or pink section, that is when we move into our customer side, where the client has to engage their resources, becoming a really active participant in the process. So instead of heavily engaging client resources throughout the entire project, the approach frees up client IT and business resources to focus on other priorities whilst delivering a successful upgrade. The key challenges that had to be addressed when we came up with the new approach were as follows. A traditional upgrade was highly disruptive. There's on-site, there's people in their offices, clients having to manage their own infrastructure, the client having to commit significant effort from business and IT personnel over a long period of time. Upgrades could also be high risk due to the dependency on manual work and on business users. Business users are usually not enthusiastic about doing a lot of testing on existing systems, particularly if this is the months in advance of planned changes. So issues often identified relatively late, and then there's limited time to fix and retest. And then there was a risk of overrun, cost and time. Traditional upgrades were a one-shot exercise with little impact on the client's ability to stay current once they have gotten current. The Fusion Advanced approach addresses those challenges based on our experience over the past 10 to 15 years. We use lessons learned and successes that have been leveraged, as well as investments made in enablers, for example, in tooling and automation. How does Fusion Advanced minimize disruption? Firstly, infrastructure. Fusion Advanced approach delivers the project to the client on Finastra's infrastructure. If a client were to set up their own infrastructure, this uses additional resources and time to provide it, fix it, patch it, maintain it in order to ensure that everything is running smoothly. This delays the project and increases the costs. We are able to deliver it as part of the project, creating the infrastructure on our premises, reducing demand on the client's IT resources. Secondly, testing. Traditionally, business users and analysts would be involved both in defining test cases and conducting testing manually. Where issues are identified, manual retesting would be required once fixes were applied. Repeated cycles of manual testing take significant effort over extended periods of time. With Fusion Advanced, we use test automation. Business users are engaged to define test cases. There's automated testing, which means that tests run without users' involvement. Cycles can happen faster as issues are found and fixed, and there's no need to remobilize users. Output is a quality-assured, client test-ready version for UAT, which means shorter, more efficient client testing phase. This is how we minimize disruption and deliver the project in a non-invasive way for the client. For some products, the project is delivered on the client's infrastructure, but the major benefit, enabled by test automation, remains. Minimizing project risk. In traditional projects, the client faces risk and delay trying to replicate issues found in the pre-UAT phase. Challenges of manual testing and the issues that are found at a very late stage, as well as a problem with replication. Clients usually have their particular systems with specific customizations, the way they use their systems, they handle their data, and so on. All these may be different from a standard golden source of data, which we would have in the Finastra environment. We then end up wasting a huge amount of time trying to replicate what the client has and all their specifics in the vanilla environment back in our Finastra system. But with Fusion Advanced, no replication issues in pre-UAT because they are found and fixed in the first phase in our Finastra environment. There's faster, easier replication of issues in UAT because Finastra environment uses client configuration, client data, which we anonymize for use in testing, so it's an apples-to-apples comparison. And we avoid last-minute surprises. Automation shifts left testing, which means the issues are found earlier and there's more time to fix them. So the result is the risk for the client project is significantly reduced, which means there's greater predictability. Again, where the project is delivered on the client's infrastructure, we adapt the messaging. Finastra still finds and fixes issues prior to the user acceptance testing phase, and leveraging automated testing still enables issues to be found earlier and fixed sooner. Finally, Fusion Advanced makes clients more agile. A traditional upgrade was a one-off scenario. There is no real reuse. It's a manual process, and it will have to be done again for subsequent upgrades and service packs. The level of disruption associated with these projects often drives clients to leave large, multi-year gaps between upgrades. With the Fusion Advanced method, we've created automated test resources which can be reused in subsequent projects, SPs, and upgrades, reducing the TCO and the risk on future projects. And it enables a new cadence for upgrades, from big bang upgrades with multi-year gaps to a more agile cadence for upgrades and incremental value to the client, from exploiting new capabilities much sooner. As part of the Fusion Advanced program, we have developed a standard approach and standard project plans that will help to quantify the size of the project. Of course, the factors which drive this sizing are specific to the product being upgraded, and hence the level of effort involved in the project duration for small, medium, and large projects varies from product to product. Hence, the numbers and criteria on this slide are examples. They are not applicable for all Fusion Advanced projects. However, as a result of the standardized Fusion Advanced approach, the relative length of the phases, shown in purple and pink on the timeline, remains pretty consistent, and hence the key message applies to all Fusion Advanced upgrades. Our approach dramatically reduces the scale and impact of the client-side project. Upgrading enables the client to benefit from new capabilities in the latest version, typically including not just capabilities within the product itself, but also leveraging the wider Fusion story, whether through pre-integrated components, new applications, or through FusionFabric.cloud and the wider ecosystem. The specific details on how new capabilities available through upgrading and the business benefits that can help clients to achieve obviously are vary significantly from product to product. But this forms a critical element of the upgrade proposition and the Fusion Advanced story. Often clients want to know that they are not the first and want reassurance that we've successfully delivered similar upgrades for other customers. To address this, marketing has created a catalog of credential slides like this one, single-page summaries of previous projects as well as case studies and other materials. This example is one of many clients we upgraded to OPIX versions 4.3.2. In this case, a Middle Eastern retail and corporate bank based in Egypt. It illustrates some of the capabilities and benefits that client realized through upgrading, in this case through introducing additional models for bonds and repos functionality, as well as integration with Fusion Equation and routers. Marketing are continually extending the catalog of credential slides. Leverage the catalog to find the examples and most relevant things to your client. To summarize, why partner with Finastra on Fusion Advanced? Because it's better, it's non-invasive, and minimizes the impact on valuable client resources. It delivers reusable processes and automation for the future, enabling greater agility, and we leverage standardized processes and methodology to streamline the project. because it's faster. We are able to accelerate the deployment through the processes. Our specific tooling and automation increase efficiency of project delivery, most notably shifting left testing through automation. And our approach is industrialized, led by centers of excellence, experts in the tooling and approach from previous projects. Lastly, it's safer. Our core expertise is found around Finastra solutions, and projects are delivered by Finastra certified experts. We have significant experience of upgrading clients as well as new implementations and optimizing Finastra solutions, averaging 2+ go lives every day. We are predictable in our estimation of price, scope, duration, and consistently good in the quality of the delivery, and fixed pricing options are available. So what are the next steps? The next steps for clients are to review and understand the Finastra approach. We can swiftly move to finalize the scope and estimates using our standardized templates and estimation tools. Then we clarify the roles and responsibility against that template. Then we kick off the project once the commercials and contract have been agreed. So let us make your upgrade better, faster, and safer. Any questions? Email us at gsenablement@finastra.com. Thanks for viewing and have a great day.